Hello and welcome to another episode of a weekly deathmatch. In today's episode, we are diving back into Unreal Tournament 1999. Just because I didn't really have any clips saved up and I didn't fancy going online for a match. I just felt like playing a bit of Unreal Tournament. It has been between now and the last video is the last time I played. The last time this was in weekly deathmatch is the last time I played it, so I'm a little rusty. I'm playing against skilled bots. But yeah, the first few minutes are just me being a little bit rusty, but it doesn't even matter, it's against bots. So as you can probably tell already, I'm ill. So sorry for sounding like shit. This is going to be in your ears for the next 8 minutes. But it sounds worse than it is, to be honest. Like, all I've really got is a throat thing. But I wake up in the morning and it's like someone's glued my throat shut. It's horrible. The worst part of having a bug is waking up in the morning and having to sort your throat out, and all I've got is a throat. So I sound worse than I am. You know, I'm heroically suffering through. Anyway, so I don't actually have that much to talk about this week because this has basically become a video series about what I've been playing during the week, and I've just been playing Forza and RuneScape. That's all it's been. I don't think I've even touched another game. Actually, I'm trying to think. Have I launched another game? I don't think I have. I think I've legitimately just been playing Forza and RuneScape all week, and maybe the week before that too. Oh yeah, it's always weird finding your own corpse. But yeah, I've just been playing more Forza. I tried out Ranked Adventure, and I've read online that people are saying that the adventure mode is the weakest part of the game, and I gotta agree with that. So basically, for those of you who don't play it, adventure mode is, unranked at least, is you go into a queue and then you enter a game of, I think it's 12 people, and it just alternates between a team racing event and a team free roam sprint thing, which basically is just you getting to the next objective by any means necessary, no checkpoints or anything. And people are saying, firstly, they've gutted a load of the game modes that were in previous Forza Horizon games. I don't really care, I never really played those game modes. To me, like, people are saying they prefer just flat out racing, not team racing. Like, having 2 teams of 6 seems a bit weird in a racing game. I don't really mind. I mind when I come at the bottom and everyone can see that I'm shit, but other than that, I don't really mind. But what's annoying is, at least in unranked in unranked adventure, when you finish a series of 5 races, from what I can tell, there's no way to cancel out, so you have to wait for like the 5 loading screens between events to put you into a new race, and then you exit out from there, which is really inconvenient. And then Ranked Adventure doesn't have that problem. It kicks you out between, because obviously it's ranked. They don't want you to just AFK it or whatever and ruin your team. But it has a different problem of, it takes ages to find a game, because it says excuse me, it says that you need 12 players, and it always gets to like 10 out of 12 or 11 out of 12, but then if one person doesn't accept, it gives that person like 5 seconds and then it boots you all out. Which is incredibly annoying, but I guess it's the equivalent of just waiting for a 10-minute dungeon queue. It's just seeing that happen in the excuse me, seeing that happen in the window at the top is kind of frustrating. But I've only done one so far, so maybe that was just an outlier. But also, I want to make a clarification on last week's weekly deathmatch. I said that you could buy wheel spins, which are their kind of loot box spin to win prize system. You cannot buy them with real currency. There is no microtransactions in, apart from all of the VIP stuff, and you know, but that's like stuff you get outright. There's no loot box system in the game, which I greatly appreciate. I was trying to justify it to myself last week by saying that, oh, it's no big deal, you get them easily anyway, but no, that's literally the only way you can get them. You can't buy them, so that's nice. But like I said, the flip side of that is that the game has an Ultimate Edition with VIP and a car pass and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, I'm saying this from a perspective of someone who's bought that. It is nice, but there is plenty of game outside of that. Like, you are not missing much. the cars you get in the car pass every week aren't even that good, to be honest. Like, they're like common to rare tier stuff so far for the first 2 weeks anyway. Although there was a Mazda, I appreciated a good Mazda RX-7, I believe it was. Some kind of RX-7, there's different types. But yeah, basically, as you can tell, I've just been playing Forza. However, another thing I did do last week is I rewatched Spider-Man 1 for the first time in... oh, God, must be like over 10 years. Endless apologies, I'm ill. So yeah, I watched the first Spider-Man in the Sam Raimi directed trilogy for the first time since I was like 8. So that's really cool because in that time I've become like a proper fan of the Spider-Man franchise. So like I know not all of them, but I know a lot of the different iterations and the differences between them, and like so it's super interesting to compare it to like Ultimate Spider-Man and then like some of the other movie Spider-Mans. So it's whatever them Spider-Mans do. Anyway, sorry, I'm very tired. Didn't get much sleep. Going back to that, I did a Twitter thread basically of live reactions with screenshots, and I might link it in the description if I remember. But it was really fun to just be like, oh, like not only is it fun because obviously I know more about Spider-Man now, but that was a really interesting ragdoll death. Or not ragdoll, but you know what I mean. But to kind of like having like studied creative writing and stuff as well, like there was a little bit of screenwriting stuff in there, so like it was interesting to pick up on some of the things that I missed before, like imagery and stuff like that, all that fun stuff. So yeah. Okay, so Spider-Man 1 basic overall opinion is that it really doesn't hold up for when it comes to the actual fight scenes and the dialogue within those fight scenes. It's very Power Rangers, but where it does hold up is the non-superhero side of things, like Peter Parker's relationships with like his aunt and uncle and Mary Jane Watson, and like her relationship with Harry and all that kind of stuff is really good. That really holds up nowadays. And also the shining star of that movie is Willem Dafoe, of course. Back to formula. I can't do a Willem Dafoe impression. But yeah, the only other thing I have on here is Overwatch Halloween. Farah's getting an insane Halloween skin, and if next week's video isn't the first Overwatch video in months, then I don't know what I'm doing for my life. But thank you for tuning in and putting up with my voice. Loke is a bastard, as usual, and I will see you next week.